At Cornhusker Auto Center, bragging is not our style, but that doesn't mean our customers can't.
Great people, easy transaction, went out of their way to help. Thank you.
Amazing place to buy a vehicle. Great staff all around.
I would recommend Cornhusker Auto to anyone.
Time out!
Welcome to our weekly recap on Time Out with Nick, where it was once again a lot like what you'd expect, the second week of the season. A few surprises, a few, maybe closer than expected games. And then you get a team like Lutheran High Northeast that did almost exactly what it did in week one. Eli Knapp with 3 second quarter rushing touchdowns. Lutheran High had a 40-6 lead at halftime, ended up with a 66-12 victory over Atkinson West Holt. The coincidental thing about that is Lutheran High won its first game of the season 66-14. That means Lutheran High has outscored its first two opponents by a whopping 132-26. Things are going to start getting really tough for the Eagles though coming up here, starting with the trip to Beamer to face Guardian Angel Central Catholic on Friday night. Norfolk High School headed over to Columbus on Friday night, where a year ago the teams went to overtime in a game that really the Panthers felt like maybe they should have won. No such debate, unfortunately, this year. Columbus coming through with a 42-0 victory over Norfolk High. The Panthers will travel to Lincoln East this Friday night. They'll have the late game at Seacrest Field. Norfolk Catholic with its second road game of the season on Friday night. The Knights got to within 28-26 of Wahoo Neumann in the fourth quarter, but the host Cavaliers got a kickoff return for a touchdown for the final margin. Norfolk Catholic off to a 1-1 start. They will face their second straight statewide ranked opponent in their home opener on Friday night when they host third-ranked Ord. Battle Creek headed over to Hartington Cedar Catholic in what arguably was a top area game last week. Friday afternoon tilt over at Russ Hochstein Field turned into the Reese Bodie and Easton Becker show. Bodie, the preseason Super 6 running back, 27 carries, 181 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Becker with 30 carries for 178 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. The difference between the teams, however, was a Blake Arns 22-yard field goal in overtime. Cedar Catholic knocking off the previously 5th-ranked Braves 24-21 in overtime. A few games to keep an eye on this week. Pearson, Wayne, like Norfolk Catholic, both hit the road for their first 2 games of the season. All 3 of them will have their home openers here Friday. Pierce will host North Bend Central in a matchup of area-ranked teams, and Columbus Lakeview will travel to Wayne in a battle of a couple of top Class C1 teams to keep an eye on. A couple of 8-man games to keep an eye on. Stanton travels to Wakefield in a matchup of ranked teams on Friday afternoon. Stanton even cracking the statewide rankings for Class D1. And another one to keep an eye on, Howells Dodge hits the road. They travel to Cross County in a matchup of a couple of top 5 teams in the statewide rankings. Check out the ratings for Classes C and D area teams in Tuesday's paper. In Wednesday's predictions for top games involving area teams. Again, though, this is exclusive content in print or the digital subscription only. And once again, my name is Nick Bench, and thanks for taking your time out with us.